There are links to all my social media as well as my Patreon and tip video playlist down below. Today I'm going to help you find your best warm-up routine in Rainbow Six Siege. Firstly, you have to set an objective for every time you warm up. You have to find out what issues you struggle with the most in terms of aiming or mechanical skill. If you struggle with everything in terms of aiming, then it might be a good idea to try a different sensitivity. But if you've shown yourself that you can be consistent and perform on the sense you have currently, then you might want to consider staying on your current sensitivity. If you haven't watched my sensitivity guide, then I highly suggest you guys go check that video out. Okay, so you want to find out what is best for you. What is tailored for you. The first thing I want to cover is playing too much T-Hunt. And this is a thing. Don't play so much T-Hunt to the point where you burn yourself out. It's happened to me time and time again where I play way too much T-Hunt before I have scrims or I want to play ranked. And I end up burning myself out and I'm not focused so much on the game. Try to find a sweet spot where you feel ready to jump into a ranked match at any given moment. Over time, you will learn what is best for you and what works and doesn't work. It's all a matter of feeling out how you feel during that day. You could feel really great on one day and you only need to do a couple T-Hunts, or on another day you might want to T-Hunt a little bit more just because your shot isn't feeling right at that current moment. Don't overstay your welcome when you know you should have stopped warming up 10 minutes ago. The second thing I want to cover is going for headshots as much as you can. I know to some people this may seem challenging, but over time it will be worth it. Trust me on this. Aiming for the head and practicing it in a one bullet headshot game is the best chances at you winning most of the gunfights you take in the game. It's very important to practice this. If you practice aiming head level, which I mean obviously the head is the hardest target to hit, if you start practicing that and getting much better at it, then you will start realizing the more gunfights you take, the more of them you're winning, just because you're shooting someone in the head when they're aiming body level. The third topic I want to cover is using guns you never or rarely use. Now the reason I bring this up is because I want you guys to understand, if you stay in a range of weapons that you're comfortable with, it will take you longer to grow. The reasoning is because if you stay in position, you won't break that barrier of being comfortable. Then it will be much harder to grow simply because you are too afraid to break that comfortability. Don't allow yourself to use a certain amount of weapons just because you're too afraid to being uncomfortable. So practice with different weapons in order to expand on being uncomfortable with whatever weapons it may be. The fourth topic to discuss is finding a good routine. Again, I can't tell you what works for you and what doesn't work for you. But what I can help you with is operator selection. So everyone has their comfort operator. So it might be Zofia to you, it might be Buck, it might be Capitao, it might be Thermite, whoever that operator is. Select that operator in the first 1 to 2 T-Hunts you do, so that way you can reinstill the confidence and comfortability, and then over time, the more operators you play in T-Hunt, that confidence will transfer over from operator to operator. So basically what I'm trying to say to you is, you start the T-Hunt on whatever operator you're most comfortable on, and then slowly make your way towards the most uncomfortable operators you don't like playing. And that way, over time, that comfortability on that comfort operator that you so love will also transfer over to your most uncomfortable operator and weapon. The next topic I want to cover is finding your weakness. What do you struggle with the most? Find that weakness and work on it. If it's flicking, then find some objects to flick back and forth on. If it's tracking, then find some corners in an open area that you can track on from different distances. If it's recoil control, find the operator you struggle with the most in terms of recoil, practice that recoil every day, and then your recoil control on every other operator will feel much more clean and consistent simply because you worked on the issue instead of trying to avoid it. Everything transfers over. Trust me, it will be worth it. Now I have a little bonus tip for you guys. So a lot of you guys in my Twitch chat and everything like that were always coming to me and saying, hey, what map are you T-hunting on? Hey, what's the new house map to T-hunt on? And my answer to that is Plane. In my opinion, that is the best map to T-hunt on. Now there's a few reasons why, and I'll explain them to you. So firstly, since it's such a large and long map, that allows you to get your arm or your wrist in tune with your mind to muscle connection. And the reason that is because it's very fast paced, and especially if you play on bomb T-hunt, then that means terrorists will be coming from your left and your right at most times. So that way you can flick back and forth 180ing each terrorist, going back and forth left to right. That will really warm up your arm or your wrist, whether you're an arm player or a wrist player. Now, another major reason why I like Plane so much compared to other maps with T-Hunt is because there's a lot less variables of you dying too. So to touch back on what I just said about Plane, the terrorists pretty much only come from 2 directions. So what this means, it allows you to focus much more on your aim and not having to worry about being flanked or having someone go on rappel right behind you. It's a very straightforward map, and there's a lot of action, and it's very, very fast paced for you to warm up much faster and much more efficiently. Now, that's going to wrap up the tip video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification. If the video helped you out in any way, consider sharing with a friend, maybe a family member. As I said at the beginning of the video, there are links to all my social media down below in the description. I would greatly appreciate a follow, as well as my Patreon and my tip videos. I have 40 different tip videos in that tip video playlist, so if you guys are struggling with something else in Rainbow Six Siege, there are high chances I've made a video on that topic. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.